This is the Riz Pod with yours truly, Risen Howard the Great Poupon, and the incomparable John M. Laws. Now, let's get back to the show. Ooh, yeah, baby. We are back with the Risen Howard podcast featuring yours truly, Risen Howard, TGP.
Yeah.
And my co-host, the incomparable John M. Laws.
Yes.
I thought you niggas do. Yo, so here we are today with John's thoughts. We're talking about what is success.
Right.
Okay. And so we've looked at 3 different levels.
Mm-hmm.
And that was interesting that I was thinking I'd get in a little bit of trouble with the relationship, with the success in relationships.
Yeah.
But when you say like the relationships, you know, you realize that, you know, you have so many relationships in your life.
Yeah, not just romantic ones.
Right. You have husband, wife, father, son to father, mother, son to brother, cousin, co-worker,
right,
shopper, co-YouTube Uber rider,
right.
You know what I mean, you know what I mean, you have to deal, you have to relate
to the world around you,
man. And you know how they do that with the Masons funerals, right? Like, no man lives solely unto himself,
right?
You know what I mean? It's like every life is a ripple, or something they say, you know, is a ripple in the pond of blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So there you are. Is that like, even, you know, you got people who are crazy recluses, but you got to look at the end of the day, they have relationships.
They connect with something or someone,
or are disconnected from
go.
something, which causes a connection somewhere else, or a disconnection somewhere else. Blah blah. He ain't talked to nobody in 20 years. That means he ain't talked to his mama in 20 years. He ain't talked to, you know.
What I found that as a person who, I'd say for most of my life, being an introvert, and some would say now, some wouldn't. But what you find out is that for every conversation that you're not having outwardly, you're having it internally. So you are still processing the information and having your senses of checks and balances, where some people may talk to a friend for their checks or family for checks and balances. You have your whole checks and balances system within yourself.
Right.
You validate, do I want to do this? Do this person feel this way about me? Do I feel this way about that person? You still process the same information, oftentimes in the same way, just without the varying input, which is important because you have to have a sounding board that is not your own voice. But I did want to ask you, I know we're moving to the last phase here, but on relationally, I was thinking, in terms of relationship, do you think it's necessary, or do you think that people do it, necessary or not? Do you set a goal in your mind as you would for a career in terms of your relationship with people? Do you say, I want to have this type of relationship with this person, or I want to alter my communication with this person or my interactions with this person so that we can reach this goal? Do I have success? Do I have goals for success relationally is what I'm getting to.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is that's mid 30s on.
Yeah.
I've said this is what my motto's been. Because I remember I was about 32, 33 where I realized there was some truth to what my sisters were saying about, like, you know, it's hard finding good black men. Cause like, yo, man, it's hard finding friends. Yeah. A good man is hard to find. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
The same type of situation I'm in. It's not like I'm in this crazy, you know, like elite or anything like that. It was a regular old dude just looking for other regular old dudes that, you know, like to get off the couch every now and again.
Right.
And so I'm looking at that and I said, okay, what are what are the things that make friends essential to me? And it was 2 things: fun and functional. Yeah. Okay. If every time I come around you, my stomach hurt from laughing, then that is a great reason to keep someone in your life. Yeah. Okay. And that can override all kind of other shit. Hey man, okay, every time this nigga come around, you gonna ask me for a little money or this, that, and the other, but it is all fun.
after that.
And as an adult male, yes, fun is at a premium. And if you are someone else who can evoke happiness in me from outside,
without a
yes.
cost, it's too high.
Right. Without a cost, I'm willing to pay a little taste.
Right.
I'm willing to go through a little discomfort.
Right.
In order to, I think that payoff is worth it.
Yeah.
Now, functional.
Mm-hmm.
Can we make some money together?
Yeah.
Can we make something together?
Anything.
Now, I found out
that
friendships that are built off of that start there.
Yeah.
Where it said like, hey, no. We created together. You and I, we created music together first.
Right.
You know what I mean? This and the other. Then we started working. Those are becoming the deepest friendships that I have.
And the interesting thing about to create something as a partnership and a family or what have you, you have to combine your forces, which is to say, you have to open your hand and extend it to someone else, and they have to open their hand and extend it to you, and you both have to receive and give. So it's that same what we were talking about before. That same vulnerability is required for this relationship, just like any other.
Yep.
So
just let's the whole thing. I was thinking about this the other day. I was talking to Steve.
Oh yeah,
we was talking about how we're both dudes that, and I'm gonna get him through here too. He said he should down for it. I'm mad at him too. And holler at me, Steve, cause he out pubbing that show that he put together, and I'm like, dude, you could have came through, talked about it right here. You know what I'm saying?
There's still time to send in a soundbite.
So John Henry, brother, you slipped on that one, but I'm gonna get the information and put out the and pub your show anyway next week on the next podcast. Anyway, brother. But anyway, so we were before that one house party we did. We sitting up at that Mexican restaurant over there.
Okay.
And I was saying like I'm the type of dude that I've always been told that I don't give people space in conversations, right? Talk too much. Cool. I'm not fighting it. Okay, this is a critique that people have. I've heard it enough where gotta be some truth to it. And Steve is like, yeah, me too. Right? People have always said it about me. And I'm like, that's one of the things that I've enjoyed over, because we went to school together and everything. Right. Over the years of knowing you is that, hey man, I don't have to worry. Yeah. I know you gonna talk. Yeah. And I'm gonna talk. All right, go ahead. Yeah. And then I'm gonna go. And then you say some long-winded shit. And then I say, and you gonna get your words in, and I know I'm gonna get mine in. Right. And that's why I've ever since Madison, we sit up and talk till we like, man, nigga, it's just cold. I got to go. You got to go. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. Off of just running to each other. So though that's the interesting part about relating to people is that you may think, okay, here it is, two dudes that always get caught up with you talk too much. Yeah. Get together and love talk to each other. Yeah. He broke some things down to me about his own father's death that was deep. Oh, his father passed. But it was years ago. Okay. That kind of thing. And I think that's why, but I'm saying like he was able to break some things down to me that I hadn't heard. I just hadn't heard. Yeah. And it's like, there's a lot of people who are closer to me and stuff like that. But hey, is it a thing of maybe I talked over them? Yeah. Maybe they're just not a person that could jump in the conversation the same way Steve would jump in and do so. Just another relationship thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's another part, I think, of success in a relationship. There you go. Communication, homie. That's key. Got to straight up talk.
Now, our very, very last one here is a two-part question where we answered the second part. The second part was, is success universal? And we already discussed that success is fluid and it is very much changing as you do change. Because as we know in this stage of creation that we're in, stage of existence rather, if you do not change and grow, you are most definitely no longer sentient or alive being.
On the real.
You are not alive. So our last phase here, I said sentient. That's not the right word.
You Stepford niggas. Right.
The last one here is, and this one is not necessarily even really that important, but it is something like you said that I'm glad you alluded to it.
You said that. Yeah.
You were speaking about how people said so many times that you overtalked him, and at some point you have to evaluate and say, well, maybe that's true.
Yeah.
So this last section is reflectively from the outside in. How do you define success coming from what people say about you? And I think we'll start with that point that you were saying about people said that you talk too often or too, I won't even say aggressively, I'll say too frequently maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever you want to call
I'm dramatic, I guess. I don't know.
Either way, but at some point, tell me the value that you found in even analyzing that to see the truth and the fiction in that.
Well, okay, so I think I'm finally getting to a point in my life where the only energy I give to outside in to what perceptions of me are is anything that I can use, anything that's functional.
Right.
Which is, hey man, I did look up and I was in the middle of my 30s and I was like, I can't talk to anyone without getting in an argument.
Yeah.
Okay, what's going on? You know, and you talk too much. You talk over people. Okay, well, let me start there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, functional. But now here's the other part. I feel like that's part of my evolution of. Also, I don't give a fuck. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I could care less what anyone has to say about me.
Yeah.
I know how off base, and I've known you for a year or so.
Just
about a year now.
Right.
And I could sit up and they say, tell me everything you know about John.
Yeah.
And 90% of that shit'll be wrong.
It happens.
If they asked your mother the same question,
right,
90% of that shit'll be wrong.
Right.
If they asked your wife, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many times we look at? I see that shit on the Newlywed Game, where that answer is, just one cat cracked me up. It's like, what would your husband do with $1 million?
Right.
If you want $1 million, and the lady said, pay some bills.
Ooh.
I know my husband, he'd pay the bills. And dude, like, I remember his reaction was like, damn, bitch, you didn't think I wanted nothing? His is like, I'll buy a Cadillac, shit like that. And it's like, damn, but there you are.
Right.
They were in love,
and that's not a knock.
But
against
this
it.
is like, she in her mind felt that the first thing my man would do if he came into, you know what I mean?
Right.
That was his number one priority.
Right.
Where it's like, wait, but hold up, there's some vanity and there's some, there's some things I want for myself too.
Right.
And you saw, but I saw that in his face. I said at the cookie, like, you better clear that up quick.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna look up 50 years from now and talk about, you never let me what you did to my life. I wanted a Cadillac, girl.
Still ain't got no Cadillac.
Look at this big ass SUV on this motherfucker. I ain't want that shit.
Right. It's a Denali. I don't want a Denali.
I didn't want no Denali. I wanted a Coupe de Ville,
right,
like my uncle and my granddaddy had.
Because that's success.
That's success to me. But hey, listen, let's take a break. All right. And we'll come back with one more segment of the Risenhauer Podcast. The Risenhauer Podcast is brought to you by house coats. Yes, regular old house coats. Your mama and grandmama have one. But you think you better than your mama and grandmama? House coats, available in sizes extra large all the way up to 4X, with or without a belt. House coats. Bet money she naked under there.